falling out of love with my husband. I'm married for 12 years now, we have a daughter. I was madly in love with my husband and I thought I couldn't live without him, he was my life and my world. I loved him more than myself and did crazy things for him, just to win him. He loves me and I believe that he still loves me. 12 years later I suddenly feel different, I'm not happy, I feel sad and alone even I'm with him. I feel empty and wanna do things I've never done when I was single. I can't look at him the way I looked at him 12 years ago, I started not to care. I can't kiss him or make love with him, there's no third party. I feel I abandoned myself for him and wanted to love myself now. I live as if I'm in a cage. I dunno how to tell him and dunno if it's right to tell him. I'm afraid that he will hate me and keep my daughter away from me. But if I continue living with him, I will be lonely for the rest of my life. It is my daughter who makes me feel happy. I want to be with her, I don't want to break our family. But I'm disoriented, disconnected and miserable. I dunno what is the problem with my sudden change. I still looking for a possible way to fall back in love but I couldn't find any reason. He is a good man, a good father, I want to believe that he is a good husband. The things that I don't like about him is he is very sensitive and strict and prideful. He shouts a lot and easily gets irritated but I tried to understand him, maybe he is just stress. But when he starts criticizing my look, my cooking skills, I feel unappreciated. There were times that if he didn't like what I cooked he will spit it out on the plate and starting getting angry. If I'm cooking and I slice the vegetable wrong he will say I dunno things. If I don't groom myself he will say I look horrible. But I don't want to be sensitive so I just keep it to myself and cry. I don't want to believe that those were the reason why I fell out of love. There must be something, maybe I'm in the wrong but I dunno what I've done wrong. Is it possible that we fell out of love without any reason? Thank you for reading my story. It's nice to talk to you guys because I don't have anybody to share my sentiments. Keep safe and be happy guys, smile. So you are being emotionally abused. It is not okay to treat your partner the way he treats you and he is pushing you away on his own, perhaps thinking you will not leave. He's abusive whether or not either of you know it. I would suggest therapy before giving up on the relationship. If he is unwilling to hear you when you express your needs or is unwilling to compromise, I would consider leaving. If this happens to me, I would rather get divorced than be with someone and let them feel miserable. At this point, your daughter is the only thing keeping you together. Talk to your husband and tell him how you feel about his behavior. Try to fix things rather than just giving up on it. I wish you all the best and hope you can fix this. He is toxic to you, he emotionally and mentally abuses you. Get out as soon as you can. Ask your friends for help. Look for another place to live, divorce, take care of yourself and your child. This can only get worse. He has no respect for you, he just wants to control you, talking won't help. I mean, your husband is abusive. Of course you're not happy, you don't have a husband, do you have an abuser? Oh shit, you fell out of love with him because you started loving yourself and now you see his true colors. That doesn't sound like a man who loves you. That's an abusive man. The way he is treating you is not okay and cannot continue. You guys really need to improve your communication. You need real relationship counseling. Reach out to Focus on the Family. They offer a first session for free and can help you assess what to do next. Have you tried talking to a divorce lawyer? They will help you navigate your options. You have to start somewhere. My 23F boyfriend, 24M, always makes me pay. My boyfriend has a high-paying job and is very successful in his career. We met in college and have been together for almost 6 years now. After graduating college, he went on to work as a computer engineer and I am still in the process of getting my graduate degree. We both have talked about marriage in the far future and agree we want to be together for a very long time. We live together and split the rent evenly, but he is constantly asking me to pay for other things. For example, I pay for almost all of the groceries, home items and most of our weekend activities. What bothers me the most is that he frequently asks me to buy him expensive gifts that I just cannot afford because I don't make much money. There's even been times where we argue because I don't buy him the gifts he likes. He says the little gifts I buy him are things he does not like. But I really do try my hardest with what I can afford. It makes me really uncomfortable because he knows how little I make. I usually just pay for most things to avoid tension. But on the occasions that I ask that he pays, he guilt trips me. I feel it's unfair that I make far less than half of him and I still am expected to pay for more than half of the expenses of our relationship. I don't ever ask him for money, so I'm not sure why he keeps asking me to pay for things. I have enough to cover my end of everything, but until I finish school I just cannot afford to be handing out money like that. I'm not sure how couples in this situation usually split their finances, but I have a feeling my relationship is unfair. I would like to talk to him about finding a better way to split our finances, but I don't know how to communicate it without pushing any buttons. Does anyone have any advice on how to handle and talk about this? Bye boy, if you give birth to his child, is he gonna make you pay for the hospital bills? I'm tired of these bum-ass guys. Is he spending his money on a side piece? He's a gold digger. That's insane. Things should be even. Pay your half and let him pay his. Does he blow his money? He's an entitled mooch. Yeet him. Why would you want to be with someone so materialistic? You support him, but he clearly doesn't support you. E.g., my fella makes a ridiculous amount more than me. We split things 50-50, but if something is quite a large price tag, we work out the equivalent. His job is in finance, so he's fantastic at this. I help out in different ways to make up the difference, i.e., I handle the childcare our 3 boys. 1 for him, 2 for me, we have a blended family. Relationships are a partnership built on mutual respect and boundaries, and he sounds like he just absolutely trashes both of those for you. It doesn't matter what his ideology is. He is taking advantage of you. Aren't you not bothered that he doesn't care about your financial struggles? That he doesn't want to spend some money on you at all. You even pay to try to avoid tension. If this was a healthy relationship, you wouldn't need to do that. You are afraid to be honest with him because he doesn't make you feel safe or supported. You deserve better. You know that this isn't normal or nice boyfriend behavior, right? And that there are many guys out there who will just pay for you, split things with you, want to treat you to things, make you feel valued. It's a little troubling that he can't understand that it's unfair to ask you to pay more than half of extra items above rent, and pretty awful that he's requesting expensive gifts. Have a very clear conversation explaining that you can't afford to keep paying for outings and groceries alone and won't be doing it anymore, and tell him you need him to pay half if he wants to eat food you buy or plan date nights out. You aren't being unreasonable. My ex, F25, wants me back now that I, M25, am successful. Back in college, I had a girlfriend who got together with me to make her ex jealous. She didn't tell me that explicitly, but I kinda figured it out on my own. She was using me as her plan B or even plan C in case she gets back with her ex or finds a better boyfriend. I knew that at the time, and I tolerated it because she was my first girlfriend ever and I really liked her. However, it was starting to become very obvious that she does not care about me one bit, so I broke up with her. Fast forward, 6 years later, I became very financially stable, more educated and better looking, grew a beard basically, haha. She messaged me on Facebook and was very nice and polite. She was also interested in my work and my current residence. I immigrated from a developing country to Canada. The issue is that I know that she is now only mainly attracted to me because of what I have accomplished, but a part of me thinks that it doesn't matter. I am very socially awkward and only had 2 relationships throughout my entire life. I really want to be in a relationship and love someone. I know for a fact that if I get into a relationship with her, it will not be about her getting back at an ex or anything of the sort. However, I also know for a fact that she's an opportunist. I tried to avoid her, but she kept spamming me with messages and pictures. I am now very tempted to give this a second go, but I am very conflicted about it. I feel my mind is not in the right place regarding this because she was my first girlfriend, and I loved her very much at the time. Any advice would be really appreciated. Thank you for reading. And #X200B. Too long did not read. My college ex, who was only with me to make her ex jealous, now, after 6 years, wants to get back with me because I am more accomplished. I would stay away. You know what kind of person she is. There are great women out there who will value you for more than what is in your wallet. Block her and move on. Find someone who views you as their plan A. She's only going to use you if get back with her. She won't treat you right and just view you as her way to get money. You are worth so much more than that. Good luck, op. Hope you find someone who values you. She's gonna take your money and stomp on your heart. I am very socially awkward and only had 2 relationships throughout my entire life. I really want to be in a relationship and love someone. This is fixable, and if you are successful, now then you have the ability to fix this. What you'll never get back is the time you waste on this woman. This sounds like a Dar man type of stories, lol. Don't do it. Now that you're successful, you will find a better girlfriend who loves you and won't take advantage of you. Trust your instincts. You've seen her true colors already, and she is not the woman you want to spend your life with. Do you sincerely want a partner who is an opportunist, a manipulator, a user? Do not settle, but have faith you will meet that someone special. Spamming you with pics and messages even though you are trying to avoid her? I read that as you are not responding to her messages and she is bowling over those boundaries. Keep your eyes on your success. This is not success. There are hundreds of millions of eligible women in the world, and many of them live in Canada. You can do better and you deserve better. How do I cope not texting my BF, even though I really want to? So, a couple of days ago me and my boyfriend had a fight. I said my apology and said I would give him time and he can text me whenever he feels ready before he left for his house. Honestly, it's been horrible. My anxiety is going through the roof, and I feel pretty depressed to be honest. We're in a Discord group together, with a bunch of our friends. They've never know about any of our fights, we always make excuses as to why we're late and shit. Anyways, today I joined and they kept asking where my boyfriend was. I kept telling them IDK and to just text him if they needed him, as I am not allowed to, and eventually he joined. I tried my best to be as happy as possible, because he said before that hearing me be happy makes him less angry, hoping it would calm him down and maybe talk to me so we could sort this out. Well, he didn't. I didn't speak to him, as promised, and he said nothing to me. Eventually he left without saying goodbye or anything. My friends asked what was up, and I just kept playing it off. One friend said, "He didn't even say good night or love you, what's with that?" I won't lie, it hurt me a lot when he didn't. He acted like I was dead to him. I left soon after because I was crying and felt like shit. Thankfully none of them heard it. I know it's my fault and I caused the argument, and I did promise him I wouldn't speak to him until he's ready, but it's so hard. I'm so sad and I hate myself for it. IDK what else to do expect wait, but IDK for how long? He'll be back in chat tomorrow, but I don't think I can keep the act up, and if he hears me upset, I think it would make the situation worse. How do I cope? I know it's selfish of me to be thinking this, but it's so tempting to text him, but if I do I'll break my promise. Help! Exclamation mark. What do you find yourself wanting to say to him? Also, he's not treating this situation well at all. If he's fine ebow for a Discord call with you and friends, he's fine enough to have a big boy conversation about your argument, regardless of who caused it. Additionally, you should never be not allowed to do anything. Is this a self-imposed rule or did he say that? Maybe it's just me, but it seems pretty cruel on him to just pop in the Discord and be like, "Hey, it's me." Like, wanting space is fine, but Discord complicates that immensely. Just a tricky situation overall. This honestly reads like a power play on your BF's part. Sure, some people take some time to cool down after a fight, but this is ridiculous to be honest. Are you super young by any chance? You should call him and tell him to stop playing these games, and if he has any issues to talk to you directly. Silent treatment is a form of abuse. Do you really need all this drama? Ask yourself, is hanging out and arguing really worth it? I'm not gonna lie, the way you're talking in your post and the comments are reminding me of my toxic relationship. If stuff like this is common, if you're always late to events because you're fighting, honey, please get out of there. The arguments, fights can't be all your fault. It takes two to fight. It sounds like he's gaslighting you. Yelling at you for wanting a back rub is unacceptable. He is being emotionally abusive and probably more than that. If I were you, I would not call or text and decide to explore life without him in it. Abuse always gets worse, not better. Why are you not allowed to text your boyfriend? Patience.